Hi, this is Professor Stugard, and in this video we'll continue talking about finance mathematics by discussing what sinking funds are. So our goals for this video are to, first of all, just understand what a sinking fund is, which it really is just an annuity, and we're going to try to calculate, though, the regular necessary payments to build an annuity to the size we need it. So a sinking fund is an account, and it is typically set up by towns or businesses. They receive periodic payments to pay for future planned expenses, which, because they're planned and we know that they're occurring in the future, we have a value that we want to achieve. So, for example, the town of Farmington knows it's going to have to replace the flooring in City Hall in 10 years from now at an estimated cost of $12,000, which means they want to set up a sinking fund now that will be able to pay for that renovation in the future. How much will the town need to set aside each quarter if they can earn 5.6% interest on their deposits? So we have a cost that we know we need to pay as a lump sum in the future. We're trying to figure out what are the payments necessary now that if we keep making these payments at regular periods, we'll have that necessary amount, which means a sinking fund is really just an annuity. Okay, well, we want to find the payment amount. We know the future value for this particular example is going to be $12,000. We know that it is going to be done quarterly, right? Every time we're making a deposit, it's quarterly. We're going to earn quarterly interest, which also means that my interest rate becomes that 5.6 divided by 4. So again, because we're only doing a quarter of that APR each quarter, we have to divide by 4. So my interest rate is 0.014. And then don't forget that, again, if they're setting these aside each quarter, we actually know exactly how many payments they're going to be putting into this fund, because it'll be 4 per quarter over the 10 years when they actually need to pull that money out. So now that we have all this information, we can just plug it into our formula for annuities. That's really it. So my future value is $12,000. I'm trying to find my payment, so that's going to have to stay my variable PMT. I figured out my interest rate, I plugged that in, and now I just need to solve. So again, by dividing the interest rate by the number of compounding periods first, it makes life a little bit easier. And all we're really going to do now is try to simplify what's inside that brackets. And so if I simplify what's inside the brackets, raise that 1.014 to the 40th power, take away 1, divide by 0.4. Inside the brackets, I get 53.1347. Divide both sides by that value, and I get 225.8411. Now, because I want to guarantee that the town of Farmington wants to guarantee that they have $12,000 in that account, 10 years from now, we need to round up to the next penny up, and that'll guarantee that we have the $12,000, which means the town needs to deposit $225.85 each quarter. All right, that's it. A sinking fund is just an annuity, but we know the value that we want in that annuity in the future, so we need to determine the payments necessary at this point, but we just use the same formula. So this one's pretty straightforward if you understand annuities. All right, so can you answer the following questions? What is a sinking fund? And number 2, how do we find the necessary regular payments to have a fixed future value for an annuity fund? Now, if you need to review annuity funds, I made a much longer video about the concept of annuity funds and the formulas necessary there. And I will link that in the comments if you need to check that out. Otherwise, well, please take care of yourselves.